Hi everyone, so let's take a look at aggregate demand. Now aggregate demand represents the total demand in an economy for all of the goods and services. Very simple principle to get to grips with really, but it's so important throughout your economics course. Okay, let's have a look at the composition of aggregate demand. So these are our components C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So let's break them down in turn. Aggregate demand equals the sum total of consumption, investment, government expenditure, exports minus imports. Exports we've seen are an injection into the circular flow of income. Imports are a withdrawal. So the trade balance is actually reflected within our aggregate demand here. Okay, so let's take a look at the AD curve and see how this would actually look for a given economy. So the aggregate demand curve, much like a standard demand curve, is downward sloping. Now in this instance you can see starting at a price level of P1, if the price level actually fell within a given economy, you could see that we would actually enjoy an increase in real GDP. That real GDP would be increased from Y1 to Y2, and the price level, as we've seen, falls from P1 to P2. So the economy and the total demand in the economy would move from position A down to position B. Okay, now really what we're just considering here is a movement along the demand curve in response to a falling price level. So let's have a look at some of the reasons as to why aggregate demand is downward sloping. Well, firstly, we can see that at price level P2, as prices fall, real disposable incomes will actually increase. So real disposable incomes will increase as prices fall. So that's a really important point to understand that. Secondly, lower prices will make exports more competitive. So if exports are more competitive, then you could expect export level to actually increase over the level of imports. Okay, so it helps to boost that international competitiveness. Thirdly, if prices are low, interest rates are also likely to be low. So if prices are low, interest rates are likely to be low, and therefore the level of saving within an economy, another withdrawal from the circular flow of income, is likely to be low. Okay, so we can see that this concept of aggregate demand is very, very closely related to what we've seen within the circular flow of income. This really does focus here on I, G, and X as our injections into that circular flow, which helps to boost demand in the economy. Okay, now of course we've also got consumption there, and we've got to consider that trade balance, because exports minus imports is how you calculate that trade deficit, of course. Well, I say deficit, so often is of course the UK. Right, we'll leave it there for this lesson. Thanks guys.